Hey guys, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Sorry I haven't been on as much in the last 5 or 6 days. Real life has been crazy busy. I run a business, two businesses and a young family, so it's pretty hard going sometimes, but plenty of time this weekend and I've got some really good ideas for videos. So keep posted, make sure you hit that bell button for notifications and you shall not miss them. And again guys, please, if you leave in the comments below any sort of videos you want me to do, like any champion specific guides, team specifics. I pretty much cover, arena, dungeon, stuff like that. I don't tend to cover a lot of clan boss. Maybe that's something I should do, but I just feel there's so many people doing really good quality clan boss content out there. And to be honest, I've just built a one key team and it's standard and just use it all the time, so I don't tend to play about in clan boss much, so I don't find it as exciting. But if you do want me to do it, please message. But yeah, anyway guys, that's enough of that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to cover how I basically sort through my artifacts when I'm farming. So this is specifically designed at the end game players here. So this is when you're at end game, if you farm a bunch of gear, how do I go through and sort it? Just to let you see what I do, and I might compare. You might get a few tips, you might not, who knows. It's important to note though, if you are watching and you're not an end game player, even if you've just made it to sort of grinding out the 20 stage dungeons, don't listen to half of the stuff I say here, because you're going to want to keep so many pieces of gear just depending on what champions you have. But I think to anyone sort of even mid to end game, this does relate to, because there's a lot of stuff in here that you don't want to keep, and because artifact storage is so finite in this game, you don't want to fill it up too quick with a load of rubbish and then have to go back later. So yeah, let's see. I've been grinding. I have actually been grinding Dragon. There's been a Dragon tournament on, so we're going to cover on Dragon tournament today. Really, for endgame players, it's mostly Fire Knights, I would say. Fire Knights is your main one that you go for, because you get things like Shield Set, Immunity, Savage, loads of great sets from crit damage, things like that. But in Dragon 20, you do get Speed Set, which is probably, arguably one of the best in the game all round, because you use it everywhere. You use it in Arena, Clan Boss, all these kind of places. So let's go in and we'll filter by new. And right, so we've got 166 pieces here to sort through. So what I'm going to do just now is I'm just going to make my camera disappear, and so you can see the full screen, and let's go through all the artifacts one by one and we'll decide what we're going to keep and level up. So obviously this part here doesn't apply to all of the players, this is just for endgame players, but anything that's 5-star and rare, I'm not even going to look at it, I'm just going to sell it, 100% sell it off the bat. Anything 5-6-star I'm going to have a look at. I'm looking here, so really for 6-star pieces for speed, I'm looking for speed rolls on them. I'm not going to wind up keeping a resistance and defense piece, although it could be very, very useful for someone even mid to end game. This is just no use for me. But I do have a 6-star legendary piece, which I'm hoping for a speed on this, and look at that, we've got speed on that one, so that is an excellent piece. It's got resistance, accuracy. If that was HP percentage, it would pretty much be the god piece, and if it rolled speed, but we're definitely keeping that piece. What we want to do is try and roll it up, so we'll leave that for rolling. So I'm going to look at 5-star epic pieces, because if it does have a speed roll on it, what I will do is keep it and roll it up. If I get a triple speed on it, I will keep it. If I don't, I'll just throw it in the bin. So that's getting thrown in the bin anyway. It's flat attack. These are all getting thrown. I've got a resistance chest piece here, but they're both flat pieces on the roll, so that's getting binned. That's getting binned. All these don't even get looked at. Flat HP, I'm afraid, is getting binned. I will occasionally keep 5-star speed boots depending on the rolls underneath, because they're pretty useful for a lot of other champions. So usually when I'm farming Dragon, the drop rates seem to be really, really bad for speed gear, unfortunately. So as you can see, with all the other stuff, we'll probably wind up keeping quite a few bits, but the speed gear is the one you want, and unfortunately we're only keeping one piece out of this, but that is the sad reality of grinding endgame gear in Raid. So on to accuracy next. Really here, the only thing we're looking for is accuracy rolls on the pieces, because perception has now come out, and you only really keep the proper god tier pieces for accuracy now, because perception is just a straight up upgrade. But it is useful, definitely. So I will keep this and see if we get a double accuracy roll there. Those are all getting binned. That's attack and speed getting binned. All these binned. I've got a 5-star with accuracy here, but to be honest, I've got so many strong pieces of like perception gear with like triple, even 1 or 2 quad rolls of accuracy that this piece will just get put in the bin. So I'm going to be chucking that, unfortunately. Again, this is a great piece of gear for anyone else bar someone proper endgame, but it's not for me. Thrown in the bin. Crit damage gloves. I'm not going to keep these. Normally, if they were 6-star, I would probably keep them, or if they had like crit rate on the rolls, but accuracy, defense, and resistance on 5-star, I'll not be keeping. We do have speed boots though in a 6-star, so we will be keeping that. The only thing is it would have been nice if they would have had accuracy on here, so I'm not totally sure if I'll use these, but if they roll crit rate or something like that, I will definitely use them. But 6-star legendary boots that are speed, usually you just keep, to be honest, regardless of what set they're from. So we're throwing both them away. 5-star speed we're not keeping for accuracy. So onto Lifesteal. Lifesteal is a funny set. It's very, very good. It was probably my most used set up until when I got to endgame, and then you just don't tend to use it anymore, because you've got things like Leech, or you're just looking for good stats from your champions. But I do keep them because they're handy to put on, faction wars champions, things like that. They are really good for that. And if you're just wanting to grind out other champions and various different types of content. So I'm at the stage where I only keep god tier pieces though. So I'll be throwing away most pieces that other people would think are quite good. Something like this would be great for a mid to end game account, but that's getting thrown in the bin. That's actually a pretty good piece. Crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. 6-star, I will keep that. That's got a flat stat in it. I know it seems brutal. Actually, no, I'm going to keep that, because if I triple roll speed, I probably will keep that. That is an absolutely excellent shield here. So we've got resistance, speed, crit damage, and HP. So that's getting kept. And defense, crit rate, no, unfortunately, probably not going to keep them because they've got a flat attack here. 5 stars, I'm just not keeping any 5 stars really for Lifesteal now, so that's all getting thrown in the bin. Sleep's a funny set. It's rubbish, to be honest. I say funny, it's terrible. I only keep god tier pieces for broken sets at the moment, so all of these are going straight in the bin because there's no 6-star legendary or 6-star epics. So I'm not even going to have a look, guys. I know it seems brutal, but not even looking at any of that stuff. Same goes for Frost. Frost is actually quite a decent set, but I've got some good Frost pieces already, and I'm only looking for... There we go, so we've got 6-star, but it's crit rate, flat defense. That's just not good enough. Again, guys, this might seem brutal, but this is proper endgame farming here, so you're not wanting to keep hundreds of artifacts that you're never actually going to use. So we've got a 5-star legendary shield here with not so good rolls, so that's getting thrown in the bin. Here we go, 6-star legendary HP with speed on it. All decent rolls because it's accuracy, resistance, crit rate. That is actually a good piece. I'm going to keep that, and I'm not going to keep that. That's going in the bin. Oh, what was that 6-star piece there? That's attack. Yeah, I'm just at that point where I'm not going to be keeping many pieces for Frost, so I've already got some good stuff, so that's probably getting sold as well. If we could get some speed boots, nope, no speed boots, so keeping one piece in Frost. Destroy now has actually gone up in value quite a bit. Because of the Scarab boss, you really need good destroy gear, so I was keeping sort of 5 and 6-star not so good artifacts, but that's mainly because I was selling it all before. But I've now amassed quite a good collection of good destroy gear, so I'm pretty particular with what I'm keeping now. So something like crit damage and speed I probably could keep, actually. That's not a bad piece. All the 5-star gear is now getting binned. I'm at that stage because I've got enough. HP resistance is not good enough. Accuracy, crit damage, I have loads of shields, so I'm not going to keep that. It would have to be a good shield to keep it. These are actually really good gloves. They've got great rolls. I just wish they were 6-star, but I'm going to keep them anyway and see if I could roll like a bunch of speed or a bunch of crit damage. I'll probably wind up keeping that piece because that is quite good. That's not got as good substats. I'm going to bin that. That's not so good. Flat HP, not keeping, and chuck all that in the bin. So we got a couple of pieces there. Toxic set's actually pretty decent, to be honest. It's handy for a lot of content, but I don't use it on many champions, so I just keep god tier pieces again. So I can tell you all these pieces here are just getting thrown in the bin. We've got a 6-star legend, 6-star epic here, but it has a flat HP, so I'm putting that in the bin. See, that's actually not a bad piece, speed and accuracy, but Again, I'm only keeping like really high-end pieces for this set because I've got a bunch of them and I never use them anyway, so they are handy for running on certain clan boss champions though, so I would keep them just in case. So again, this could be a really good piece for mid to late game, but that's getting binned. Accuracy, I will actually keep this piece because you're generally looking for accuracy on toxic sets because you want to place poisons, and it's got speed on here, so if I can double roll speed, I'll probably keep that piece. And Vengeance we're moving on to next. Now, a Vengeance, one of those sets I actually quite like. It's definitely not the best set, but I think it's a little bit underrated. But looking here, there's not many pieces I'll keep. Again, it's proper high-end stuff I'm keeping, so I'm binning all the 5 stars. We've got a 6-star defense, speed and accuracy, which is pretty good, so I'm going to keep that. Even all the rares I'm not even going to look at. Crit rate with speed, I'm probably not going to keep that. If that was any other set, I would, but yeah, I'm not. Well, I say any other set. If it was a decent set, I probably would keep that and see if it double rolls speed, but I'm not going to bother with Avenging. Let's throw this back. Also with Avenging, you're maybe not looking for that much speed as such. You're maybe looking for someone a little bit slower so they can get hit and get the use out of the counter attack. The attack boots have got speed on them. That could be kind of useful, I suppose, especially if you're building a kind of counter attack champion, maybe on like a Candraphon. So I might actually keep them and see how they roll. Now, Stalwart is a great set. It's really strong, really good damage mitigation, especially for the clan boss and things like that. So I do keep pieces. That's a decent piece. Attack, crit damage, and speed. 6-star. Definitely keeping that. Again, 5 stars. I'm just not even going to look at though. Not going to look at all. HP and speed. I will keep that piece. That's a rare, but I will keep it. Not good enough rolls and make you keep that legendary piece. Unfortunately, flat attack on here, so that's not getting kept. Attack, but it's got a flat attack and a flat defense on here. That is unfortunate. If it was something like speed, crit rate, and crit damage with the attack percentage here, that would be really strong. So, but it's not, so that's getting sold. And accuracy and defense, flat HP, I'm probably going to sell that as well. And we have a random immortal piece that I must have picked up from Clan Boss. And oh god, yes, this was like a god roll piece. HP, crit damage, crit rate, and speed, which is pretty much the perfect immortal 6-star legendary piece. So that is 100% getting kept. I'm going to roll that one up, see how we go. So after we've finished with all of this, we're going to sell for 4,800,000. And we're left with this many pieces, which is 15. 15 exactly. So as you can see, from 166, we've kept 15 pieces, but we're not going to keep 15. We're going to roll these all up to 8 and some of them to 12, decide what we're going to keep, and then we're going to sell the rest. So realistically, when I'm doing runs like this, if I have sort of 150, 200 pieces to go through, there's sometimes where I maybe only keep one piece out of it all, but I never really keep more than 5 or 6. It's that kind of stringent when you get to this point. Occasionally I keep nothing, especially in Fire Knight. I've got terrible luck in Fire Knight, so that does happen quite often when I keep nothing. But yeah, I would highly recommend every artifact you get, roll it up to at least 8, because it doesn't cost a lot of silver, it's super quick to do, and it just means when you're looking through artifacts to try and figure stuff out, it's much easier to get a scope of what you're going to need, because you might have double rolled the speed on one of them, or you might have double rolled a flat stat on one of them, so it gives you a better idea of how good that piece actually is. So what I'll go do is I'll just quickly go through and roll these all up, and then we'll come back to the video and see how we did.
5 minutes later.
So guys, we've gone through all of those pieces and we've rolled them all up to whatever I needed them, and let's sort through them all. So first of all, we had this one speed gear. This was looking really promising. What it has done is it's triple rolled accuracy, and I've actually rolled it all the way up to 16 because it triple rolled the first 3 on accuracy. I thought I was maybe getting my first quad roll accuracy on speed set, which for Madame would have been absolutely insane, but this is still an insanely strong piece. Triple roll and accuracy is really good, so this will be going on one of my Madames, I would think, because resistance, HP and speed rolls is other stuff you would really want on a champion like that. You're not looking for like crit rate or crit damage or anything, so it's just unfortunate that the speed and the accuracy wasn't switched around there and I got a triple roll on speed. That would have been really good because I do need a triple roll speed on a shield piece, but hey ho, not meant to be. So that's definitely a keeper. We went to this weapon here, so straight away we only rolled it up to 5 because I couldn't cancel it in time at 4. It didn't roll accuracy, so we're throwing that one in the bin. We then came to the boots. These were speed boots. They didn't roll the crit rate which we wanted, but I'm probably just going to keep these because they're handy to keep 6-star speed boots, and they've not rolled the flat stat, so I'll probably just wind up keeping these, to be honest. A pretty decent piece here, crit rate, crit damage and accuracy, so I could see me using that, so we'll keep that. This piece here, I was only rolling for speed and it flat rolled the 2 flat attacks, so I'm going to throw that one straight in the bin. This piece here is pretty strong. It's got a lot of good rolls. Unfortunately, we rolled double resistance. I'm not sure if we'll use it, but if it could maybe double roll speed, I'll maybe keep this piece for later because it's 6-star anyway in Legendary. We've got some gauntlets here, resistance, speed. I'm probably going to keep these actually because I could use this in a sort of arena build, I would think, at some point. So resistance is pretty good, so I will keep that. At this point we were looking for speed rolls and didn't get them, so I'll be selling them. And here we were looking for speed rolls or lots of crit damage rolls, so we got the HP, so I'll be throwing these ones in the bin too. Again, these are good gauntlets for anybody else, but for myself I'm not needing these. The toxic chest piece here, unfortunately we rolled resistance when we were looking for double speed roll, so that's going in the bin. And with these pieces here, I'm probably going to keep this piece actually, because the way I've got a few ideas for Avenging, you really want to be going second with a big attacker anyway, so you don't necessarily need speed, but I could potentially get at least 1 speed roll left on it, so I'll maybe roll that up again. This piece here, you've got attack boots with a double speed, which makes up for not having speed boots, so I'll probably keep these. I'm thinking someone like a Candrafon would be pretty good in something like this. On to Stalwart next, and yeah, this is just a good piece of gear, so I'm going to keep this. Good for a damage dealer in Stalwart gear and Clan Boss. And this rolled double speed, so I'm probably going to keep this as well, actually. That's not a bad piece at all. And the best piece we kept the whole time is not even from Dragon, it was my random Clan Boss reward. We got a triple crit rate, potential for a quad crit rate roll on a 6-star legendary HP gear. This is made for Mountain King, to be honest. This is 100% going in my Mountain King. I'm going to play about with him, but all these abilities here, all these stats I should say, are super strong for Mountain King. If we could get, I mean, I would take a roll on crit damage, to be honest, or HP, so any of these rolls would be fine, but it would be quite cool to have a quad roll crit rate on a piece like this. It would free up a lot of other gear to really maximise his damage. So that's all the pieces here, so we'll sell what we've got, and we're actually keeping 10 pieces, which is much more than I normally would. To be honest, I'm probably not going to use either of these Avenging pieces, but what I'm going to do is at one point soon I'm going to sort through all the champions I want to try out in Avenging, gear them all up, and then sell the rest of the stuff that doesn't seem that good in the end. So realistically, I might not use a few of these pieces, even like the lifesteal, I might not end up using them, but that's a pretty decent haul, to be honest, for the amount of stuff that we opened. I normally don't keep as much as this. I would say the only really strong pieces were the Immortal piece, the Speed piece here are the only kind of god tier pieces, because a triple roll accuracy on speed gear is good, and triple crit rate on a piece like this is very, very strong as well, so that is pretty good, guys. So that was a video on the sad realities of grinding endgame gear in raid. I say sad reality, you've kept 10 pieces, which is really, really good for a dungeon like this. I would definitely recommend grinding probably more Fire Knight. It's just the fact that a Dragon tournament's on right now, so, and I do need good speed gear, so speed gear is always useful. But yeah, that kind of lets you know the sort of things you're looking for. Flat stats aren't great, you're looking for percentage stats, that's obvious, but a lot of the time I will keep flat statted items even if they have speed rolls on them on speed gear. So I've got a few pieces that are like flat HP chests on the primary stat, but they've got like a triple speed roll. That's an insane piece of gear, don't throw that away. So there's a lot of kind of variables. It just depends what you're looking for from your champions, but especially with speed gear, always keep flat stats if they have a speed roll on them on a 6-star, and see what they roll. That's the best way to do it. So anyway, guys, that was the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel as usual, and have a great day, guys. Peace.